The new Galaxy S21 Ultra is Samsung's new phone with everything you want inside of it. It got more cameras, beefier specs and even S Pen compatibility. It is one gorgeous looking phone. In addition to Phantom Black color, there's also Phantom Silver color on sale everywhere. Samsung's own online store offers an additional 3 options: Phantom Titanium, Phantom Navy and Phantom Brown. Whatever color you choose, the matte finish of each color is a significant improvement over last year's S20 series. It's a big phone but easy to hold in hand because of curved display and overall narrowness. The curved edge-to-edge screen means the bezel is almost non-existent, and the 40-megapixel front camera hides behind a tiny punch hole that's easy to ignore after a few minutes of watching a video. As for buttons and ports, we are getting a very similar setup to Galaxy S20 Ultra. The right side of the phone houses the power button and volume rockers. The left side of the phone is completely void of buttons or ports, and on the bottom you will find the USB-C port, speaker and SIM card tray. The Galaxy S21 Ultra is simply one of the best screens on a phone. It's bright, vibrant and doesn't make you choose between the highest resolution and highest refresh rate like its predecessor. You will be mesmerized when watching videos on this phablet. The colors are as rich as ever and the viewing angles nice and wide. The Galaxy S21 Ultra screen is Samsung's first that's capable of running at a smooth 120Hz refresh rate while in a Quad HD resolution. Both the Galaxy S21 Ultra and S21 Plus have a smooth Gorilla Glass back. This phone packs quad rear camera setup. There's a main 108-megapixel wide sensor and 12-megapixel ultra-wide camera, which is complemented by a laser autofocus sensor. The Galaxy S21 Ultra will make you feel like a secret agent because it packs 2 telephoto lenses of 3x and 10x optical zoom. Having 2 telephoto cameras does seem downright ridiculous, but they offer different perspectives, 3x and 10x, all without having to go digital and hybrid zoom in between. The zoom functionality on both sides is optical. The new ISOCELL Bright HM3 108-megapixel sensor brings improved focusing and low light performance, especially when aided by the new laser-guided focus assist. The 108-megapixel main camera can capture 12-bit HDR photos with rich color data and great dynamic range. Portrait mode photos generally looked good and had great edge detection due to the laser-guided autofocus sensor. Images are pretty clear and sharpness is very good in general. Plus, there's a 12-bit RAW file option in Pro mode. The quality of telephoto camera is quite good. The Galaxy S21 Ultra also performs quite well in low light thanks to a faster bright night sensor and 12-megapixel Nona binning technology for reducing noise. On the video front, this device can record 8K video up to 30 fps and all of its cameras can capture 4K video at up to 60 fps. There is a new vlogger mode that lets you use the front and back cameras at the same time for recording video, and you can see live thumbnails of each camera while recording video, so you can make a quick call if you want to switch. The Galaxy S21 Ultra's footage looks stunning. It delivers near movie quality results. Also, you can feel free to move around a lot while shooting. Selfies also look quite good on the S21 Ultra. The sensor is 40 megapixel, but by default it will bin down to 10 megapixel. The color is really great, especially in good light. Even at night you will get a stunning image using front camera. The selfie camera can also shoot 4K video at up to 60 fps and overall it looked great. Color and sharpness were just as good as the other cameras. Samsung has also introduced a couple of new features like Single Take 2.0 and Director's View. Single Take 2.0 can create multiple types of media from one recording of video. Director's View will let you switch between different viewpoints while recording video. It can also show a feed from selfie camera in the top corner, which allows you to have multiple different viewpoints in one clip. Overall, the camera system in Samsung Galaxy S21 Ultra is one of the best you can get on Android. It's incredibly versatile. The Galaxy S21 Ultra is one of the first phones powered by Qualcomm Snapdragon 888 chip, which is complemented by 12GB or 16GB of RAM. Do whatever you want and the processor will support you along the way. If you are looking for a phone that can last all day, this is it. It comes with 5000 mAh battery and supports 25W fast charging. The Samsung Galaxy S20 Fan Edition is a more affordable version of the flagship phone S20, and its motto is "For the Fans", which means it prioritizes cameras and display quality at a more favorable price than the rest of the Galaxy S20 line. There is a 6.5-inch Super AMOLED display with a 120Hz refresh rate for smooth scrolling and great viewing experience. For this price, the S20 Fan Edition packs most of the best perks of the flagship S20 line: a Snapdragon 865 chipset or Exynos 990 for the 4G version, 6GB of RAM and 128GB of storage. With this processor and RAM, you can expect to have great fluidity when using any apps or games. The Galaxy S20 Fan Edition features a triple rear camera setup just like the Galaxy S20 but with different lenses. The Galaxy S20 Fan Edition features a 12MP main camera, a 12MP ultra-wide camera and a 8MP telephoto lens with a 3x optical zoom. The space zoom goes up to 30x. Meanwhile, the Galaxy S20 packs a 12MP main shooter, a 12MP ultra-wide lens and a sharper 64MP telephoto lens that crops in to achieve a 3x optical zoom. Its space zoom also goes up to 30x. You can record 4K video at 60fps. Up front, the Galaxy S20 Fan Edition has a higher res selfie camera at 32MP compared to the 10MP for the Galaxy S20. This makes sense because Samsung is targeting a younger audience with the Galaxy S20 Fan Edition. Both the Galaxy S20 Fan Edition and Galaxy S20 share the same top camera features such as night mode, super steady and single take. The phone has a 4500 mAh battery, maxing out at 25W wired fast charging and 15W wireless charging. The Galaxy S20 Ultra is Samsung's biggest Android phone, and it lives up to its name. It is the first Samsung phone with a 120Hz display, which is designed to deliver smoother motion when you are scrolling and especially playing games. You can also toggle between 60Hz and 120Hz in settings, which will come in handy if you want to save battery life. Samsung's 6.9-inch display will push the boundaries of your finger's reach, but it won't feel much bigger than the S10 Plus. Its width is actually a little smaller than the 6.8-inch Note 10 Plus and 6.7-inch Galaxy S10 5G. It's just that the Galaxy S20 Ultra is noticeably taller, not wider, expanding to a 20:9 aspect ratio. You can still grip it with one hand and shove it in a deep enough jeans pocket. The Samsung Galaxy S20 Ultra is made of glass and aluminium, and it is protected by Corning Gorilla Glass 6. The specs of this smartphone rival the likes of laptops, meaning it's more than you will ever need. The internal specs are all top of the line: a 7nm chipset, Qualcomm Snapdragon 865 in the US or Samsung's Exynos 990 in the UK and Europe, 16GB of RAM, 512GB of internal storage and a microSD card slot for expandable storage. The app's performance are silky smooth. The S20 Ultra isn't a pure gaming phone, but it matches the Asus ROG Phone 2 and Razer Phone 2 with a silky smooth 120Hz refresh rate. The S20 Ultra has a 108MP 1.8 aperture main camera, a 48MP 3.5 aperture telephoto camera and a 12MP 2.2 aperture ultra-wide camera. There's also a time-of-flight depth camera on the back, aiding portrait photos and 3D scans, and a 40MP selfie camera on the front. It's Samsung's biggest camera sensor upgrade since the Galaxy S7 and S7 Edge. The main 108MP camera delivers great quality pictures with stunning details. The camera performed well in almost every light condition. The telephoto lens is capable of 10x lossless zoom and a crazy 100x space zoom. Pictures from the selfie camera delivers great dynamic range and quality. The Samsung Galaxy S20 Ultra camera introduces 8K resolution video recording and steady stabilization. 8K is going to allow you to crop and edit video without sacrificing quality, while the 4K will give you more frame rate and zoom options. Samsung's super fast charging returns on the S20 Ultra, up to 45W with an optional charger and 25W with the charger included in the box. It also supports 15W fast wireless charging. Samsung equipped this phone with a massive 5000 mAh battery, which is the biggest in a Galaxy S series device. Samsung Galaxy S20 has a lot of potential. Samsung promised something amazing will happen in 2020, and here it is. The Samsung Galaxy S10 Plus is the best smartphone available right now. It's a big phone that's designed for big hands, and it takes the very best of what's on the smartphone market and puts it together in a compelling package that we have loved testing. The Super AMOLED 6.4-inch display has been measured as the very best around, with super colors, great dynamic range, and essentially the very best viewing experience you can have on a mobile phone. The default resolution is Full HD+, but you can crank it to QHD+, and it's very sharp, with HDR10+ for superior contrast and color. That's a very important feature if you are a movie watcher on your phone. Plus, there's a fingerprint scanner embedded in the display. The battery life on the Galaxy S10 Plus is an improvement over the S9 Plus. Thanks to the larger 4100 mAh battery inside, it will easily reach bedtime with double digits still left in the tank. The S10 Plus also offers Samsung new wireless power share, allowing you to wirelessly charge other devices on the rear of the handset. The back has a triple lens camera that takes normal, telephoto and new ultra-wide photos. You can capture more of what's in front of you without having to take few steps back. The Galaxy S10 Plus is packed full of the best Samsung has to offer, and it comes together to give you the best smartphone experience around right now. The Samsung Galaxy S20 Plus has a 6.7-inch screen. You are also getting a 120Hz refresh rate, which means the display updates the image you are seeing 120 times per second, twice as fast as a typical phone screen. Since the display is curved display, it felt great in the hand. The phone is big but not huge. Depending on where you live in the world, the Samsung Galaxy S20 Plus either comes with a Qualcomm Snapdragon 865 or Samsung's own Exynos 990 processor coupled with 12GB of RAM and 512GB of storage option. You are getting 4 rear cameras on the Samsung Galaxy S20 Plus. The main camera here has a 12MP sensor with a 1.8 aperture. That being said, the sensor size of the S20's main camera is actually a bit bigger, so it's likely image quality will be better. There's also an ultra-wide camera with a 12MP lens and a 2.2 aperture, and ultra-wide pictures looked great. Forget the S10's 12MP telephoto camera, the S20 has a 64MP snapper with a telephoto lens that facilitates 3x optical zoom as well as 30x digital zoom. While this isn't the greatest zoom capability ever, it's still very versatile and allows you to close distances and still take great shots. On the front you will find a 10MP selfie camera, the same as on the Galaxy S10 and Note 10 phones, and it's a great camera. Detail, color and lighting were all on point in selfies, and the live focus mode, which lets you add background blur and color effects, is pretty accurate. In general, the pictures taken with the Samsung Galaxy S20 Plus looks very good thanks to Samsung's fantastic post-processing and scene optimization software, which uses AI to improve your snaps. 8K video capture is now available too. There are few new video capture modes too, including Pro Video, which is similar to Pro Photo mode and lets you adjust settings such as aperture, ISO and white balance while shooting clips. This smartphone has a 4500 mAh battery. In terms of charging, there's a 25W fast charging via USB Type-C and 15W fast wireless charging support. The screen take is impressive and the zoom lens promises to be great for long distance photography. If you already own the Samsung Galaxy S10 Plus or a similarly recent flagship device, you can skip this phone for now. It seems that Samsung has saved its coolest feature for the S20 Ultra.